Howdy everybody, and welcome back to the Willy Saintwilly channel once again. And I'm sure we all remember Max and Ruby, Ruby and Max, two little buddies. Buddies to relax. I'm sure we all remember the show, right? On nickjr, bright colors, cartoons, talking bunnies, an older sister who drags her little goblin brother around to do random shenanigans, completely innocent and harmless. Or so they want you to think. You see, there is a version of this world, an alternate universe, if you will, that isn't quite so innocent. Hidden inside 3 YouTube poops that we're gonna be discussing today. The series I'm talking about today was created by a YouTuber called Cycle2, and on the surface it's a normal YouTube poop. You know, the classic internet tradition of remixing old cartoons and adding chaotic comedy to it, like sentence mixing or making characters say words they wouldn't otherwise say or have insane edits. You know, things like that, a total certified hood classic.
What is that? Boggle. Huh. Better put some loser on that.
But Cycle does things a little different. He takes Max and Ruby and calls them Marx and Rhubarb and plays it completely straight like a normal YouTube poop. Until he doesn't. Because hidden inside the comedy, buried behind the meme edits, there is a horror alternate universe story that keeps getting darker with every episode. 3 videos, 3 escalations, 1 nightmare. As always, go and support the original creator, and without further ado, let's get into it. Episode 1, Marx and Rhubarb aren't supervised. So the first video sets up what appears to be a totally normal YouTube poop premise. Rhubarb is babysitting Marx because, and here's the first thing that should shoot up some red flags, there are no parents around. You see, in the original Max and Ruby, the parents not really being around, like their absence was just kind of a quirk of the show. You didn't really need to think about it. Kids definitely didn't think about it. And it was just similar to Ed, Edd n Eddy or the Peanuts, where it was kind of just a thing. But here, Cycle really makes you think about it. Because throughout the first video, there are things in the background that don't really belong in a children's cartoon, like the body of a rabbit with flies buzzing around it. And at first you might ask, well, isn't that just kind of the theme for a lot of YouTube poops? Well, it gets a little deeper. You see, when night falls, Marx gets a flashlight and finds Rhubarb in the tent in the backyard, hunched over something. We don't see what, but we do hear sounds. We see blood on Rhubarb's face when she turns around. And then, when Marx wakes up, we get a flash of their parents' grave. Something happened to Mom and Dad, and it's something Rhubarb knows about and intentionally ignores. Something she's not explaining. The episode comes to an abrupt end when their neighbor Louise comes over and starts peeking into the tent, and Rhubarb walks up behind her, and then the video ends there. No punchline, no resolution, just Rhubarb and Louise in the tent. And you probably guess what happens. We'll go into episode 2 here in a sec, but the first video, it's almost like the first half just goes full send on the comedy of a YouTube poop, and it's not until near the end where it starts getting into the darker elements of it. And at first, if it was just this video, I was thinking, oh, this is going to be a joke. I mean, it's just dark humor or whatever. But like I said, every episode just keeps getting crazier. Episode 2, Marx and Rhubarb aren't detained. So episode 2 is where the body count really begins, and the episode confirms what you probably already suspected. Louise is dead. Her rotting, maggot-filled corpse is being dragged across the backyard and hidden somewhere on the property. Rhubarb is obviously disposing of the body, and for most of the episode, the video still plays like a comedy. They go to Rosalind's store, there's like sentence mixing, there are gags, there's real haha funny cartoon bunny moments, like R, seal clapping, you know, that kind of thing. But then we get the flashback. And the flashback is where things start getting, like, not funny. Like, at all. Because we see it. We see how these bunnies' parents die, and Rhubarb hangs them from a ceiling fan. There's the dad and the mom, and then, in what might be the freakiest moment in the entire thing, Rhubarb uses their corpses as puppets and starts moving them like marionettes, pretending that they're still alive. Like the movie Dead Silence. It's oh god, man. This is not a joke. It's not a gag. It's just what Cycle is showing us. And then poor old Granny arrives. And at first you think, oh, Grandma is going to be like the safety net and put an end to this madness and make us feel comfortable and resolve the story. But, well, Nana finds the body of Louise, and Graham does not make it through the episode.
How did that happen?
911, what's your emergency?
Well, I guess we should take Grandma's head off, Max. I'll be right back.
We're sorry, you have reached a number that has been disconnected.
911.
Is no longer in service.
You see, Rhubarb kills the grandmother off screen, but we, see the knife, so we know the implication. And Marx's face, tells us everything we need to know. The look of absolute horror on a supposed 3-year-old who has just processed that his sister is basically a maniac. And also, Rhubarb sounds like really happy when she does it, like super cheerful. And that's a detail that gets me. She's not monstrous in like a growling, threatening way. She's all pleasant and smiling and nice, and like she's really done the family a big favor, taking that old goat granny out of the picture. So, as you might imagine, things are continuing to escalate. And episode 3 is the longest video in the entire Marx and Rhubarb series. And basically the whole pretense of this being like a normal YouTube poop is basically just thrown out the window at this point. Episode 3, Marx and Rhubarb aren't possible. So, it opens with the FBI getting involved. Yeah, like the bunny FBI gets involved. Rhubarb is arrested, and for a moment, like just a moment, it feels like the story might resolve, might actually have sort of a happy ending. Like, Marx might be safe, the nightmare's finally over. It's not over. You see, the series takes a turn with the editing and the animation style that I can't really just put into words. I kind of have to show you, because this is a straight up like psychotic prison break moment that I'm just gonna like show you clips of it, man. It's insane.
Would you please telephone Grandma to come and pick us up?
What a happy day.
It's $100. It's $100. It's $100. It's $100. It's $100.
Yes, Rhubarb escapes prison in a sequence that is, by all accounts, horrific. She shuts off the power, she electrocutes guards to death, she mutilates her way out of a federal facility with the same cheerful efficiency she's brought to everything else, and the comedy is still kinda there. Like, this is still a YouTube poop, but like, this isn't even like enjoyable for like the average YouTube poop viewer anymore. This is just like a horror movie. I really love how Rhubarb is basically like this Mandela catalog interdimensional being at this point that's just like defying all laws of physics, defying reality itself and her abilities. Like, she's basically just superhuman, or super rabbit, I should say. I don't know, I thought that was kind of funny. Maybe it was weird, I don't know. And then we get a nightmare sequence. Marx, having somehow survived being launched into the literal sun on a kite. Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention that. Has a nightmare, and in that nightmare, he finally confronts Rhubarb about everything. The parents, Louise, Grandma, all of it. He calls her out. He says the word she deserves to hear. Psycho. And Rhubarb, instead of denying it, instead of getting angry, instead of doing anything a normal, character would do, has this to say. Mom and Dad died 30 years ago, Max. You're only 3. So how was a dead woman able to conceive a child? On the anniversary of her death, right here. And you say, I'm psycho? Let that sink in, okay? Let that sink in. So this basically puts the entire little short series into a different perspective. Like, there's just something cosmically off about this alternate universe, like where somehow Marx and Rhubarb like exist despite the parents being dead 30 years ago and being unable to conceive them, and Rhubarb's like the only one who is like meta enough to realize what's going on, almost like a fourth wall, like Deadpool break moment. And then what is Rin Cycle trying to tell me with this? Are they trapped in like a purgatory cycle where they're forced to repeat this over and over again, and it's basically just like hell? Like, what is... This is a YouTube poop. Like, I'm having these thoughts over a YouTube poop. So the video ends with Rhubarb appearing in Marx's room, as you might expect, and then it kind of just ends. We don't know what happens next after that. It just stops. Almost like the end of a cycle in a way. And there you have it, everybody. That is Marx and Rhubarb, the Max and Ruby alternate universe. And I guess this is part of the video where I kind of give my opinions and thesis of the story. Well, honestly, I mean, I kind of summed it up. I believe that, and I don't know if Rent Cycle thought of this when he was making it, but it's almost like Max or Marx is trapped in this purgatory hellscape that is stuck in an endless cycle, like a loop. And he's trapped here in this hell world in the house with his evil older sister who is just a psycho, like a maniac who is also aware of the loop. And it's almost like by the time Marx figures out the loop, it almost like that's when it resets. Like that's when everything just goes back to the way things were, almost like in a cartoon world where there aren't really any consequences for anything. It's almost like, despite Rhubarb's massacre she would go on, this carnage, there's no real consequences for it. It just perpetually stuck in this stagnant cartoon world, and I guess that's the moral of the story. I guess I think Red Cycle was just memeing on us and having fun with this messed up version of Max and Ruby, but that's what I took away from this. I don't know how big this fandom is for Marx and Rhubarb, because you would think there'd be at least 1 or 2 more episodes, but Rent Cycle hasn't made any more, and I think it's been a couple years at this point, so who knows if we're ever gonna get more. Honestly, I really like this AU, like this YouTube poop, because I'm a big fan of YouTube poops just because some of them are just so clever and insanely edited that it blows my mind. It's almost like I'm watching a full-on fan-made film, basically, and always blows my mind. But I kind of biased. I grew up in the day of like YouTube poops being at their peak and all the classic YouTube poopers like Imp Lemon and like Duram Rockers, like things like that. I kind of miss those days. That was back when YouTube was more innocent. I do kind of miss that. Now it's just slop. I'm kind of contributing to the slop to an extent, but you know, whatever. I'm not gonna dog on myself too much now. I'm just a chill guy. But thank you as always for watching, everyone, and sticking with me to the end. Your support always means the world. I started posting more YouTube shorts. I'm trying to do a backlog of a bunch of my older videos as well as this one and all the new ones. So if you want to see my shorts too and shout me out, go ahead. Go follow all my socials. You know, use my Cult of Cult link. Get a discount. Whatever. You know, man, just like and subscribe, stick around. I just love to see your bright, beautiful faces every time I make a video. And you're the reason this all happens. You're the reason the magic happens. So, I guess I won't yap too much longer. It's probably reaching the last 10 seconds of the video where I can put in the ending links. So, go click on another video, man. Don't be a loser. Watch something else. You know, don't just stick to one. I have a back catalog of videos, you know. Go watch them. No.